Help in Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
A hearty welcome to our English Language 1 class. I am Jean de Mello of St. Francis Xavier's Higher Secondary School, Siolim. It is such a pleasure and a privilege to teach you. I am indeed grateful to Prudent Media Channel for providing us teachers and students with this platform, a most useful and effective means of asynchronous learning. In the course of preparation for the second formative test of Standard 12 of the higher secondary level, we have by now completed a sizable chunk of the prescribed syllabus of our subject English Language 1. Students, let's digress a little bit. If most of you are asked any question about just any feature of games like football and cricket, including rules and regulations of the games, you know them so well, and that is really good. You understand the importance of knowing every aspect of the beautiful games if the ultimate goal is to win it, which it always is. Please, let's have the same attitude towards your subject and its content. Learn the rules of the game. Once you have studied the syllabus topics well, understand the pattern of the question paper. Remember, there are instructions to be read and followed. Learn the design of the question paper, the 4 sections and their respective questions, the wording of the questions, the word limits mentioned, the marks allotted, the choice within the questions, plan the time required for answering each question. Scrutinize any other feature of the evaluation and assessment part of your subject which your teachers are regularly informing you about. Do this well in advance. For example, right now, I hope you are listening attentively. This preparation, combined with your mastery over the learning outcomes like understanding, knowledge, and application, will help you score much better than even your expectations. And isn't that wonderful? At this point, I would like to remind you to keep your notebook for non-textual syllabus and some stationery like a pen and a pencil ready so that you can make quick notes. Now, coming back, as part of the syllabus for the first formative test, we have completed topics like comprehension, testing your reading skills, notice and advertisement, which test your writing skills, and in grammar, we have completed the topic of modal auxiliaries. It's time to take a close look at the non-textual syllabus topics for the second formative test. The pattern of the question paper remains the same. The number of questions, 6. The number of marks allotted, 20. And the time, 1 hour. But in order to help you prepare better for the final, the board exam, Topics different from the earlier ones from the 3 sections have been selected. So, the topics for the non-textual syllabus for the second formative test are as follows. Section A, reading skills, you have the A sub-question of note making. From section B, that's writing skills, you have report writing and grammar. We have transformation of sentences, any of the 2 items. And this is how the marks are allotted. You can look at the screen and see for yourself. Now listen carefully. I want to make one thing clear about the framing of question 1. The topic mentioned above is titled Note Making, A sub-question. But this is only for the second formative test. The topic includes sub-question B, summarizing, and that will be there for the board exam, and yes, I am going to revise it with you. But please note, summarizing is not there for the second formative test. Let's quickly look at the non-textual topics once again. So, section A from reading skills, note making, the A part. Section B, writing skills, report writing, and from grammar, transformation of sentences. That gives us a total of 12 marks, which is 60% of the total 20. We are now ready to begin with question 1A, note making. It is from section A, reading skills. The main objective of this question is that you should be able to read a passage, understand the content, then identify the main topics and the subtopics and present them in the format that is provided. You have been taught already, and it is clearly mentioned in the question itself, that the topics and the subtopics are to be written neither in complete sentences nor in single words, but in meaningful phrases. A phrase is a group of words. So, each topic, subtopic must be expressed in a group of words. It may be 2 or more words, but neither a single word nor a grammatically sound sentence. Students, please note, a lot of care is taken when selecting a passage for note making. A passage for note making must have the following features: 2 paragraphs, a total of 200 words, and the number of words must be mentioned at the end of the passage. Teachers are encouraged to edit or to modify the content to make the passage conducive for note making. I will explain as we look at an example. Here is a sample question. We look at the initial instruction, the passage, the wording of the main question, and the format provided. Please note that this is the format prescribed by the Goa State Board, and this is the one to be followed for our internal assessment tests and the Goa State Board exam. Now, shall we look at the rules for note making? Don't forget, it's a test, it's an exam. There is time constraint. First, glance at the format provided. Don't immediately start reading the paragraphs of the passage. Okay? See how many topics and subtopics are to be noted from each paragraph. In the format provided, Roman numbers 1 and 2 stand for the topics. Capital letters A and B stand for the subtopics. The word title stands for the general title to be given to the passage. Read the passage paragraph by paragraph. When writing notes, do not give examples, historical information, dates, jokes, anecdotes. Leave all that aside. While reading the paragraphs, watch out for clues. Sentences beginning with words like in the first place, in the second place, or firstly, secondly, are pointers to the topics. Please be alert. For topics, depending upon the content, use words like advantages, disadvantages, uses, features, merits, demerits, characteristics, qualities, causes, reasons, effects. You can add to the list if you wish. For title, the words importance of, significance of may be used. A creatively expressed title, however, is much appreciated. Write each point in a phrase. I am reminding you, sentences and single words will not score full marks. Now, rules for summarizing. That's sub-question B, which is not there for this exam, but definitely it is there for the board exam, and it is part of the topic, note making and summarizing. Use the notes you have written in the note-making format to frame sentences to make up the single paragraph of the summary. Do not write examples or historical information, dates, etc. The summary should not be given a title. The word summary written at the top is enough. The summary should be written only in one paragraph, even if the passage consists of 2. So let's look at the model question. Here is a model question for you. It has been edited, it has been modified, there are clues. This is what the passage looks like. There are 2 paragraphs, but yes, the number of words is mentioned there. But as I told you, first we will look at the format. Okay, that way we can see how many topics and subtopics are required. So you need only one topic from the first paragraph. There is one topic and there are 2 subtopics for the second paragraph. And of course, there is the title. Okay, so shall we go back to the passage? Yes, let's take a look at it. Quickly, I will read it and you read with me. Okay. Gratitude is a very special quality of all living creatures. It is said to have a very strong link to mental health. While many emotions and personality traits are important to well-being, there is enough evidence to show that people who know the importance of the expression "thank you" also coped better with the problems of daily living. So in the first paragraph, the very first word, it tells you what the passage is about, gratitude. But don't write a single word. Let's go to the second paragraph. Research shows that grateful people have higher levels of personal joy and fulfillment than people who are surly and accept the good things given by God and others without ever acknowledging their kindness. In the first place, they have a better control over their environments. They tried to overcome the little or large obstacles, not by running away from them, but by using proactive methods of finding and implementing solutions. So, do you remember? In the first place, now look at the words. In the second place, there you are. If you were alert, you have found your points. In the second place, grateful people slept better, deeper, and more peacefully because they had less negative thoughts just before they went to bed. This improved their health. They blamed neither themselves nor others. They did not make use of substance abuse either. They gracefully and gratefully went about their daily activities, ending them with a good night's sleep. Exactly 200 words. Now, let's take a look at the question. Very important because this, read the passage carefully, was an instruction. Now is the question. On the basis of your reading of the above passage, give it a suitable title and write the para-wise topics and subtopics using the format provided below. Do not write single words or sentences, but write only meaningful phrases. Very clearly, it's given in your question. So that was your format. You have been through it earlier. Now see how the phrases are worded. Okay? So, for the first paragraph, Roman number 1, the topic is knowing the importance of the expression thank you. Now we go to the second paragraph. The main topic there is characteristics of grateful people. You can say features of grateful people, qualities will do. There are two, A and B, you remember, in the first place and in the second place. So take it from there. Control over environment and finding of solutions to problems. And the B, subtopic, enjoyment of good health due to a good night's sleep. So, I hope that note making in the format prescribed by the Goa State Board is clearly understood by all. The second sub-question is not included for the second formative test, but most definitely it being a part of the syllabus for Standard 12 and it being there for the board exam. Let's go through it. Summarizing. The objective of this topic is for you to have the ability to restructure your notes into sentences and form a paragraph of the desired length of words. To put it very simply, the maximum number of words, which is always 1/3 of the total number that is mentioned in the question. And I told you there's an upper limit of 200 words. The summary must be written in one single paragraph without a title, however creative it might be in the note making. It is enough to write the word summary at the top. One good clue to remember is that the summary being prepared from the notes you have made, each of the main and subtopics developed into sentences should provide you with a summary of about 5 to 6 sentences. That's it. This is what the question and the answer to sub-question 2B, what the summary looks like. Okay? So this is the question. Write a summary of the above passage in about 67 words. That's 1/3 of the passage, using the topic sentences of each paragraph. And there are 3 marks. This is the summary. The words thank you, expressing gratitude are very important. They play a role in the lives of successful people. Grateful people have certain characteristics. They have a good control over their environment and find solutions to their problems. They enjoy good health resulting from a good night's sleep because they are grateful, graceful, and do not have negative thoughts at bedtime. They also avoid indulging in substance abuse. And if you count the words, they'll be exactly 67. Students, please keep in mind that this is a question for which you can score full 3 marks, but provided your answer is error free. The next topic is report writing, which is from section B, writing skills. These are the general rules. A report is a written work presented in a fixed format describing an event that has already taken place. A report must contain sentences which are answers to the questions who, what, where, when, and why. Follow the pattern of the format and write the title beginning with each main word with a capital letter. Leave the required lines between the different items and paragraphs. 2 formats of reports to be learnt are the school magazine report and the newspaper report. May I remind you, students, that you have already learnt all this in the 11th standard. This is more a revision and it is meant to fill up any gaps. There are 2 kinds of reports in our syllabus: school magazine report and the newspaper report. Both kinds will figure in the question paper, but there is an internal choice. You have to select any one. Here we shall revise both the school magazine report and the newspaper report. The objectives of both are identical. Students must be able to organize and present information relevant to the event specified in the question, systematically, logically, in a chronological sequence and strictly following the prescribed format. Content should contain answers to questions like where, what, when, why, who, and how. Now these are the rules for writing a school magazine report. Write the title in the center at the top of the page with the first letter of each word written in capitals. Leave a line, write the first paragraph. It is a brief introduction and answers the what, where, when questions. Then you leave a line, write the second paragraph, elaborate. The who and how questions are answered here. Leave a line. On the left hand side, one below the other, write the name and designation of the report writer. Leave a line, write the date. So this is what the format of a school magazine report looks like. The format, mind you, we will look at a model question and a model report. So the title, it must be centered on the line with each main word, beginning in capitals, okay? It has to beginning in capitals. Then you leave a line, then you have the first paragraph. I have already told you what it contains. Then you leave a line, you have the second paragraph, then you elaborate, and then you leave a line, and then the name and designation one below the other, then you leave a line, and then you write the word date followed by the day, month, year in full. So that's the format of your school magazine report. Let us look at an example of a school magazine report. First, the question. This is a model question. The plants and flowers show, August 2019, was held at Best English Higher Secondary School, Sange. You are Teresa Green, Secretary for the G for Garden Club, and you have been asked to prepare a report of this event. Please note the number of words, 70 to 80, plus or minus 5 is permitted, and 5 marks. So here's your title, G for Garden Club's Annual Plants and Flowers Show. You leave a line after the title, then this is your first paragraph. The annual Plants and Flowers Show organized by the G for Garden Club was conducted at Best Higher Secondary School, Sangay between 12 and 14 August 2019. The inauguration was attended by horticulturists. Sale of plants and gardening tools, flower arrangement, garland making, vegetarian food preparation, poster competition, etc. attracted crowds. The management, staff and students cooperated with the club committee to ensure a resounding success. Efforts of all were appreciated. An atmosphere of festivity in the school campus made everyone happy. And that's your report writer, according to the question, not your name, the name provided in the question, Teresa Green, designation, secretary for G for Garden Club, leave a line and then the date and see how it is written. Now, let's take a look at the next topic, a newspaper report. It would be helpful if you looked at a real newspaper. The same format is prescribed for you. I have already mentioned the objectives. The newspaper report format is very simple. Let us start by looking at the rules. The headline is centered at the top of the page with the first letter of each word in capitals. Leave a line. And then in the question, there is no name of any journalist provided. It will be, by a staff reporter or a correspondent. You use the same words. Then you leave a line. Then you write the name of the place where the event took place. And on the same line, please note, on the same line, begin a brief introductory paragraph answering the what, where, when, who questions. Leave a line and then you write a larger paragraph giving more details. So, very briefly, this is the format of a newspaper report. Quickly take a look, starting with headline. Then leave a line and then staff reporter correspondent, then leave a line, then the place. Paragraph 1 begins here. Give the most important information and then you leave a line and then you write a slightly larger paragraph giving a few more details, but it's more information. So, a newspaper report is simple to write in an exam. Of course, teachers are reminded that socially sensitive topics and tragic events like crimes or road accidents are to be strictly avoided when framing questions for this particular question. Shall we quickly look at an example of a newspaper report, complete with question and actual report? So, this is the model question. You are a staff reporter of a local newspaper. Please note, students, neither the name of the report writer nor the newspaper that he is employed by are mentioned. You have been asked to write a report on a rescue attempt which was made to save a goat that had fallen into a water tank in your village of Pitna. Word limit 70 to 80 words, and of course Same marks as school magazine report, 5. So this is the headline, man rescues goat in distress. Then you leave a line by a staff reporter, leave a line. Then the name of the place, Pitna. And then let's take a look at the report. Bittu was crowned hero for saving Gullu, a pet goat, from a distressful situation. Now you leave a line and then the second paragraph. Neighbors described the incident to this reporter. Dondu, the owner, went partying, forgetting to close the goat pen. Gullu strayed and promptly jumped into an empty 5,000-liter water tank from where her plaintive bleating was heard by suspicious neighbors. Sleepless Bittu decided to rescue Gullu. Using common sense and a ladder, he descended into the tank and lifted out the trembling Gullu. Dondu reached home in time to praise Bittu's heroic act. You have just gone through both the reports, school magazine and newspaper. Remember, there is a choice and you have time to write just one report. With that, we come to the end of the report writing topic. Thank you. Now we have covered 5 for the note making and 5 for the report writing, equaling 10 marks portion. Are you ready for the grammar? Yes, that will be the third question in your second formative test question paper. Grammar is of 2 marks and the general topic is transformation of sentences. You will see 2 sentences in the question paper, one of each kind from the list of topics prescribed for you. The objective of this question is that students should use grammatical items accurately and appropriately. This is one question, students please note, where fractions of marks are not given. So a sentence is either right or it is wrong. Keywords in the sentence must also be spelled correctly. Be careful and remember that this is actually one of those questions in which you can score full marks on one condition, that your answer is absolutely error-free. You can do it. Now, transformation of sentences means that the form of the sentence can be changed without changing its meaning. Its main feature is that it teaches variety of expression in writing English. This is the list of topics in the grammar unit under the heading Transformation of Sentences. Voice, active or passive, degrees of comparison, positive, comparative and superlative, reported speech, that's direct and indirect speech, use of unless, use of no sooner than, use of not only but also, remove to and use so that. And the last one, change from negative to affirmative, interrogative to assertive, exclamatory to assertive. In addition, we also have verb tenses and modal auxiliaries which we have completed. Today, we shall cover 2 of the above topics which may be considered for the second formative test. Let's begin with voice. Voice has active and passive forms. You will be given a sentence, and if it is in the active voice, it will be followed by an instruction to change it to passive voice and vice versa. Note, when transforming, that is changing a sentence from active to passive, certain changes are made which are reversed if the sentence is to be changed from passive to active. But the meaning does not change. Let us see the changes that take place. First of all, the subject and the object exchange physical places, but watch out for the actions. For example, if the sentence is, the cat caught a mouse, you cannot say, the mouse caught a cat, because that would be factually incorrect. The meaning has changed, so the answer is wrong. In simple words, what is a subject? What is an object? The subject does the action, which is the verb. The object is the receiver of that action. It answers to the questions who for persons and what for real or abstract things. So, to exchange the places of the subject and the object, first identify each. The second is the word by. Must be introduced in a passive voice sentence and must be deleted in an active voice sentence. Third, the verb must be adjusted. How? Use the verb to be in the same tense as the main verb in the sentence and write the main verb in the past participle form. We shall see some examples. Here are some examples. In the active voice, the thief stole the diamond. Now pay attention to the subject, the verb and the object. Okay? Who, action, what? The thief stole the diamond. Interchange. The diamond, the verb is adjusted, was stolen by the thief. Look at the second sentence. The teacher is teaching a new topic. In the passive voice, a new topic is being taught by the teacher. Third example, in the active voice, the students will do the homework. Please notice, students, that these are examples with verbs in different tenses to give you an idea. In the passive voice, the homework will be done by the students. The fourth example, the boy plucked the mango from the tree. In the passive voice, the mango was plucked from the tree by the boy. You can also say the mango was plucked by the boy from the tree. Both are correct. The fifth sentence, fifth example, in the active voice, the singer is singing a song. In the passive voice, a song is being sung by the singer. Now here is an exercise which I was thinking you can do by yourself. Can you? The question is, change the voice from active to passive or passive to active as required. Of course, the design of the sentence in the question paper will be the sentence and then the instruction in brackets. Okay? You already have some practice of that. I will only read the sentences and I want you, while I'm reading, to imagine and later you can write the answers, okay? Identify the subject, the verb, the object, and take a look at the verb tenses. The mother baked a chocolate cake. Second, the visitor is admiring the garden. Third, the sparrows are being fed by the grandmother. Fourth, the storm was tossing the wave walker. And fifth, the painter will paint a sunset scene. As I said, you can practice writing the answers to those sentences by yourselves. Now, let's look at the next topic. The next topic for grammar is remove the adverb to and use so that. We can change the form of a sentence containing the adverb to. Here are some examples. The bridge is too long to cross in a short time. Students, let me give you a clue. You know, in your mind, you must say, it means that, and use that particular grammatical question that is given to you, okay? For in this case, it is replace to with so that. It means that the bridge is so long that it cannot be crossed in a short time. You know, your answer will always be correct. The tunnel is too dark to see anything in it. It means that the tunnel is so dark that. There are two ways you can say this. It is difficult to see anything in it, or you can say nothing can be seen in it. Both are correct. The next sentence, the ladder is too short to reach the roof. The ladder is so short that it cannot reach the roof. Next sentence, that loaf of bread is too hard to be sliced. It means that that loaf of bread is so hard that it cannot be sliced. So those are sentences where you have replaced to by so that. Okay? Now this is a very short exercise which you can attempt by yourself. The news is too good to be true. Second, this handwriting is too small to be understood. Third, they are too exhausted to walk the long distance. And fourth, the tires are too worn out to complete the long drive. Remember to say, it means that. That's it for today. These are the topics that we have completed. I'll present them in a nutshell. From the non-textual syllabus for the second formative test, we have done the A sub-question of note making and summarizing, of course. I have done both the sub-questions, but only the A sub-question is there for the second formative test. Question 2 is report writing. 2 reports will be asked. You have to select any one and attempt whichever you like best. And the third is grammar, transformation of sentences. I have done with you voice and remove to and use so that. Those are the marks. You can see 5, 5 and 2. That gives you a total of 12. So with that, we have come to the end of our lesson. Thank you for your attention. Have a lovely day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Thank you.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.